Hi, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode on the show Behind the Scenes in Health with Dr. Ron. If you're new here, my name is Ronald, and I talk about everything around healthcare. I talk about alternative careers. I talk about life journeys. I do interviews. I talk about entrepreneurship and all of that. So, if that's the kind of content you're looking for, you're looking how to progress or pivot, this is the right channel. So hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so that whenever I drop a new episode, you're among the first persons to know. And to our returning viewers, to our returning subscribers, thank you guys for supporting the channel and inspiring us to do the work we do here. So on today's episode of Alternative Careers, I'll be talking about another profession that you could potentially look to pivot into if you're tired of the bedside, and that's the role of the applied data scientist. So I'll be talking, as usual, who an applied data scientist is, what he or she does on a day-to-day basis. I'll talk about the career progression. I'll talk about the salary expectations across US, Nigeria, UK, Australia, and all of that. I also talk about technical skills and how you can get in and the big places you can work in as a data scientist. So if I just want to stick around to the end of this video because I'll be sharing all of that juicy information, right? So let's dig in as usual to the meat of the conversation. So who is an applied data scientist or who is a data scientist? Now, there is this argument, or I get this question a lot: is a data analyst the same as a data scientist? Well, technically, no, they are not the same, but closely related. But today we are focused on talking about the applied data scientist. So the applied data scientist is someone who uses very large data sets to look for opportunities for product process optimization. You're looking for ways to derive actionable insights from the data you have. And if you're going to be working in the healthcare space, we talk about health tech, right? So we're looking at how you can apply those decisions or data analytics to support healthcare and business decisions. So that's basically who an applied data scientist is. So in summary, the person studies the data, it processes the data, analyzes the data, models the data, interprets the data, and then gives us insights, which senior management can use to make their decisions or data-driven decisions to move the business or organization forward. So in a nutshell, that's what an applied data scientist does. So in terms of primary responsibilities or job description or what the day-to-day looks like, I mean, they get to do a lot of things really. So from providing analysis to identifying critical issues around key performance metrics, providing business intelligence insights. Sometimes you might be found or you find yourself conducting exploratory data analysis to look at very complex data sets in order to recognize patterns and look for opportunities for improvement using that particular data. In some cases, you'll be involved in designing and developing data models to predict outcomes. And after that, you also find yourself communicating your findings to stakeholders, both internal and external stakeholders. Sometimes you find yourself doing powerful visuals to visualize the data you've been working with. Then you because you're working in the healthcare space, you need to also maintain a very good relationship with clinicians, nurses, all the healthcare professionals really, because that's going to make your life easier. So that's like some of the activities you find yourself doing on a day-to-day as a data scientist or applied data scientist. So what are the qualifications you need to get into this space? Well, this is quite a tricky one. I mean, don't get discouraged. So traditionally, they usually look for people who have got a degree in mathematics, applied maths, statistics or computer science. Sometimes, in fact, most times, a master's degree is usually very useful if you're getting into this space. But again, if you don't have all of this, there is an alternative way to get into this space, which I'll be talking about later. So, yes, a relevant degree in all these places I mentioned is very, very required. Then that's for the basic qualifications. Then, in terms of skill sets, again, I like dividing them into the soft skills and the technical skills or the hard skills. So, technical skills are quite specific to this job role, while the soft skills, the communication skills, interpersonal skills, um, business acumen, critical thinking, being highly analytical, being able to manage your time effectively, being able to delegate activities, escalate issues. So those are some of the soft skills you can easily move from the healthcare space into this domain. Then for the hard skills, well, they are quite extensive. And the key thing to usually understand that, yes, this is actually a coding role. You need to know how to code for you to be able to perform effectively in this job, right? So for technical skills, if you've got good math skills, that comes or gives you some advantage, really. Then you should be good with data manipulation, data wrangling, data analysis, data visualization. You should be very conversant with machine learning techniques. You should be conversant with natural language processing techniques or how the algorithms work. Then, in terms of coding, you should be very conversant with either Python or SQL. In fact, but generally, I think a lot of the data scientists I know they are comfortable with R because they're comfortable with Python rather because Python has a very good extensive library support really. So a lot of them like Python. So I mean, I don't code really, but I'm just giving you that information. So Python is good, R is good, SQL is good. So in terms of visualization, you should be good with Power BI or Tableau. In fact, Excel, as basic as Excel is, you should know how to use Excel properly. Then you should be conversant with cloud computing. What is it? How does it operate? You should have good knowledge of big data, data management, data modeling, so these are all the technical skills that you need because you're going to be working with very big or large data sets in your day-to-day activities. So in terms of the learning curve, yes, it can be quite challenging, but it's not impossible to become a data scientist if you're trying to transition. So basically, you just need to create time, dedicate yourself to say, yes, I'm going to get this. Because another way of getting into this space, if you don't have those degrees, is usually by building a good portfolio, and that involves you getting your hands dirty, working on different projects, and storing them maybe on your GitHub or wherever. But basically, you need to get your hands dirty, work on projects, and build a portfolio. That's another way of getting into this space. So career options or career progression, yes, there's a lot. So you could become a generalist or you can become a specialist data scientist. So in terms of general, some people can move into becoming the lead data scientist or the principal data scientist. You can become head of data science. Or if you're choosing to specialize, some people say, look, I just want to sit down in this niche and be very good at it. So you have those who are inference specialists, you have those who are machine learning specialists, you have those who are natural language processing, that's NLP specialists. You have those who are BI analysts or BI business intelligence analysts. They also have those who are machine learning engineers. So these are like specialist streams in data scientist or data science. I mean, that's not exhaustive. So these are all career progressions that can potentially happen in this space, and of course that leads to extra salary or big money as it goes. In terms of salary expectation, it varies according to location. So in Nigeria here, you're looking at 517,000 naira per month for a data scientist, while in the UK, you're looking at an average or a range of between £54,000 to £72,000, depending on your level of expertise and skill set. But right in the middle, you're looking at things like between 46, 47, 48,000 pounds per annum, which is not bad. If you're moving to the United States, you're looking at about $110,000 per annum. If you're going to Canada, you're looking at about 80,000 Canadian dollars per annum. If you're heading to Australia, you're looking at about a range of 110,000 to 120,000 Australian dollars. So this is just an idea of the range of salary you can get depending on where you work. I mean, these are not the only places where you can work. You can work in, the UAE, Dubai, Saudi, and all of that. The opportunities are endless, really. Then, in terms of where you can work, where are the places you can work as a data scientist? It's endless, really. So I'll just mention a couple of them. Number one, you can work in the tech space proper. You have companies like Google, you have companies like Oracle, IBM, Microsoft. They need data scientists. Or you could say, look, I'm heading to the financial space or fintech or banking sector, where you have the likes like the big banks, JP Morgan, KPMG, and the rest of them. You can move into healthcare properly. A lot of the big conglomerates in the healthcare space, people like CVS Health, Tri Health, Amazon Health, they need data scientists, so you could work there. Big pharma is there, education space is there, retail space is there, where you talk about people like Amazon, Apple. You also talk about the media space, people like, what's this common one? I'm trying to Netflix. Yes, Netflix, the popular streaming service. You have Disney, you have Warner Bros, you have Spotify. These are all areas that actually require the skill set that I mentioned down the line. So, I mean, you see, you could actually move from industry to industry, enjoying yourself. And in terms of work, so you've got full-time permanent roles, you could do contracting, you could do freelancing, you can get into consulting, you can even set up your own facility, really. So it all depends on you. But all in all, yep, it's challenging, but it's also rewarding. So if you don't have the energy or bandwidth to start coding and all of that, please share this video with someone else who you think is interested in becoming a data scientist. So on one of my upcoming episodes, I'm going to take time to talk about a data analyst, who that person is, what they do, and all of that, and the differences between a data analyst and a data scientist. Incidentally, I spoke with Lulu, who is a doctor who has become a data analyst now, the other day. So you might want to check out that conversation on the live section of my channel. It was quite an interesting conversation, and he just talked about how he was able to pivot and move into that area and how he's enjoying it. It was really insightful. So I just recommend you should go and watch that video. So that's it for me on today's episode of Alternative Careers on the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please share and don't leave without subscribing. As always, we are open to sponsorships, we are open to collaborations. If you've got a story to tell us on the channel, you want to share your journey, please send me an email. My email is on the screen. You can follow me on Twitter. You send me a DM. My DMs are usually open. We're happy to work with everybody, just to, encourage everybody and tell these healthcare stories, because nobody's going to tell these stories for us. So that's a wrap for me on today's episode. And until I see you again in the next episode, I still remain your host, Dr. Ron, and I'd like to say bye for now.